A sheltered girl was yearning to know about the world away from home. What she didn't know was that the world was cold and evil. Taken advantage of, she too eventually became cold, evil, and angry. She gave her virginity to a so-called friend at the young age of 12. He was 13. That she regretted it for the rest of her life. She felt used by him since he had no actual interest in her. He later engaged in a relationship with another family member. He used, physically and mentally abused, and cheated on her, then impregnated her. She ended up having his daughter. Then he died before the child was born. He was murdered. She felt bad for her relative, the child, and the guy. Moving on. She looked for love in all the wrong places, seeking love in boys, then men in the near future. Anyway, shortly after the loss of her virginity, she had sex with a fellow church member that she had a crush on. This time, she became pregnant at the age of 13. The boy denied ever having sex with her, so that he wouldn't get in trouble. He didn't have any romantic interest in her anyway. He used her for sex, and it only took one time. Her mother cold-heartedly forced her to have an abortion, and told her not to tell a single soul. She complied, even though she almost lost her life during the procedure. Yet still, never being educated about the high risk that she'd been taking. No talks about condoms. Actually, absolutely no sex ed conversations at all. A couple of years went by now. On to getting boyfriends. She thought having a boyfriend completed her. This guy, she thought, loved her. He cheated on her, and even gave her an STD. Now, she was hurt. Very, very hurt emotionally. She was happy that the STI was treatable, and felt lucky. Vowed never to have sex unmarried ever again. She broke up with him, but got another boyfriend and forgot about that vow. Did it all over again, and yet another STD. Again, thankful that it was treatable, still not using protection, and allowing herself to be used. Not understanding why people took advantage of her every time she trusted someone. Self-hate engulfed in her, and she wanted to die. She didn't have suicidal thoughts. Just wished she'd not been born, and wished she died. That girl often wondered what she was doing so wrong that nobody loved her. She felt like her parents didn't love her. She felt like her siblings didn't love her. Nobody talked to her about love, boys, nor the birds and the bees. Anyway, periodically wished that she was hit by a car, shot in the head, or even died in her sleep. By age 16, started being angry with God that she'd been born into this evil world. And that sadness made her life even worse. She somehow continued to get A's and B's in school. At first, anyway. She was a heartbroken girl. Boyfriend after boyfriend used her, got her pregnant, and gave her STDs. She had miscarriages, abortions, and depression. Even started using soft drugs for fun at first. Then, to numb the pain. She even got into opioids for a time. Later, realized the pain was still there after every high came down. In addition to getting high, eventually started selling drugs and dropping out of high school. She used alcohol and would get so drunk that she passed out a lot. Was raped 3 times while unconscious. After getting drunk, high, and passing out. So much for partying with the wrong crowd. She learned that people would take advantage of you when you were vulnerable. That made her more depressed than ever. After living that way for a time, she simply got tired of it. She eventually got back on track in school. However, was still sick of feeling unloved and unhappy. She met a very nice lady while hanging out, who told her that her life's worth more. Fed up with the life she lived, she decided to start loving herself. After that conversation, she felt hopeful. Even started believing in and praying to Jesus Christ after learning that He loved her. No matter what she had done, He loved her unconditionally. She eventually learned that she was worth more than she thought. She studied the Bible and she understood that she was a child of the real King. No princess looked for love in all the wrong places. No princesses looked after, cared for, and loved. After understanding that, she opened her heart and mind to receive what's hers. Mentally, she started living like the princess she is. She was blessed. Some would say lucky that she got rid of all those STDs. Thank God she did not contract HIV or AIDS or even herpes. No longer sleeps around, doesn't do party drugs, smoke cigarettes, nor drink alcohol. Now lives a clean, sober, happy, virgin-like life while sharing her story. She wouldn't wish her past poor decision-making on anyone. Everyone deserves love, respect, and to be cherished. She has vowed to never have sex before marriage, and actually lived up to that vow. Happily looks to God for love. She has found her self-worth, her self-love, gained self-respect, and now is living happily ever after in her 20s. One day she hopes to be married to a very nice, caring, loving, godly guy. You are worth the wait. Get a ring before you share that thing. Educate yourself. If you are a parent, please listen to and protect your children. Give them hugs and kisses daily. Tell them and show them that you love them by spending quality time together. Educate your children. The end.